Hey, what's up everybody? Pen here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over and demonstrating how to write your first draft of a cover letter for a job that you want within information technology or within any industry, because these workflows and these techniques, they're worldwide, meaning that it's not just specific to one industry. These tools and techniques can be applied to different industries and different situations. But in this specific video, it will be about IT, information technology. Now, the first site that I'm on is Indeed.com. If you've been watching the channel lately, you know that this has been a resource that I've been using to demonstrate and teach how you can use different workflows and methods to take your resume and your job hunting experience to the next level, or at least a great start. So the best tip that I can give when it comes to writing a good cover letter is to always reference and do research based on the company / the job description. So what do I mean by that? Well, in order to write a decent or a good cover letter, you have to know who you're writing to and what is it going to be about. So on Indeed.com, there's a what. So I'm going to approach this cover letter and this technique. I'm going to approach it as if I'm unemployed and I'm looking for work, so that you can get an idea of, if I went through this additional step, how would I go about it. Now, I am going to give a little bit of a warning. With my job hunting experience, I didn't need to submit any cover letters to get hired and to ultimately land a senior role within IT. My resume workflow was so powerful, the keyword and the optimization of the job profiles, those two is what really nailed the offers. But this is different. This is old-fashioned, and you're going to stand out. What I mean by old-fashioned is that some people are old school, they like to submit cover letters and do things the more traditional way. Let's get started. So if you're looking for a job in IT, most likely you're going to do IT help desk technician, IT help desk. Now, since the pandemic had occurred 2 years ago, it opened up a lot of remote opportunities where people can work from home. So I'm going to type in remote. I'm not going to enter in a specific city because the job market has opened up tremendously. Okay, so you have IT help desk technician, you have remote. You can do experience level, entry level. We can nail it down. There's 28 things here. Don't let the numbers discourage you. And Indeed is going to populate the number of jobs listed based on the search criteria, the job title, and the filters that you have set here. So here's one, help desk technician from Stefanini or Stefani. I think it's Stefanini. Just go with that. Stefanini. Okay, yeah. So this is full-time remote. So this is interesting because it doesn't give an idea of what you're going to be paid. It just gives you the job type in the job description. So let's skip this for now and let's go to this IT technician help desk. 60K to 150K a year. That doesn't sound like entry level, I'll tell you that much. And reason why, I'm just looking at the job salary. But I can be wrong though. But let me see. Okay, here we go. Now, this isn't the ideal pay, but help desk salaries as far as per hour, they go from 11 an hour all the way up to 25. At least that's the range that I've seen. But this gives us the salary, it gives us the job type, it gives us the benefits, and the full job description. Okay. Understanding of user account administration via. All right, excellent. It gives you your qualifications that you may need, required experience, desired work conditions, and things like that. Okay, so what we can do is that we can draft this up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this be on my other monitor because I'm going to have this as a reference on the side here. So with this technique, the cover letter technique is going to be similar with the resume creation technique, where the idea of working smarter and not harder, we're going to be utilizing our tools here. We're going to be using templates because time is money, and you may want to apply to every day 7 to 15 jobs, and just as a time factor, you may not have the time to write every single resume and cover letter from scratch. I would never advise anyone to do that. I think it's pointless. On this channel and what I teach and what I do, I like to save time. I like to be efficient. I like to get things done, and I like to hit the key words. So this is Resume Genius. The link will be in the description for you. So this is a cover letter for information technology, and I'm going to clean this up because some of this stuff is not necessary, like the top stuff. This is going to be bundled in with your resume. So trust me, like this is going to be seen by a recruiter, especially if they want to contact you, and definitely the hiring manager once you get your way through the recruiter. So you're going to want to download this. I have this downloaded to a drive on my computer, my work drive. And for this example, I'm using the same. I'm using Google Documents. If you have a Google account, if you have a Gmail, you have access to Google's cloud applications. So I'm using Google Docs for this video.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Oh, my Nest Hub went off, so I'm going to unplug this temporarily. Excuse me. I'm not going to like edit anything out in this video. So it is what it is. Okay. So here I have 2 cover letters examples, just template. One is literally what we downloaded and I copy and paste it. Now you don't need all this. The second example is what I cleaned up and I made it to 1 page. Now I'm going to show you how I got there. So if you wish to upload this from your drive, you're going to want to go to File and Open. So from there, you want to go to Upload, and then you can select where you have downloaded that file. It's going to be in the form of a zip when you do download it from Resume Genius. So Windows has a built-in extractor to where you can extract the file, and then you go into the folder and you find like an Office document and you upload that into Google Docs. If you have Microsoft Word or some other document that can read those type of files, that's fine too. Just for this tutorial, I'm using Google Documents. Okay, so how did I clean this up? Because you only need 1 page. So really what I did a copy. So for one, I'm just going to backspace and I'm going to delete this because this is a cover letter. It don't have to be this fancy. I promise you. It just has the meat and potatoes. The text has to make sense, but all this stuff is just fancy, fancy graphics. It's fine. I get it. I'm not hating, but it just isn't necessary. That's all. So you see how I did that? And so I'm gonna copy and paste. Definitely need necessarily. That's fine. Copy and paste that like that. I'm going to, you see where it says Docs Home, and in the upper left hand corner of the screen, I'm going to right click. I'm going to open link in new tab. Okay, and from there, I'm going to have this Google Docs. So I'm going to copy and paste like that. And boom. So pretty much what I have here is essentially what I have here, minus the sincerely and the name at the end. I did that before the video. So just cleaning some things up, copy and paste, copy and paste. What you want to do here is 9 times out of 10, you're not going to know the hiring manager's name. So the company was Calio Technologies, and I'm referencing this company right here. So I'm going to drag this to my other monitor. Okay. So I'm going to write this as if I'm unemployed and I'm looking for work. So we want to say, oh, made a mistake. And this is your first draft, so don't feel as though this needs to be perfect. Once you finish this, you're going to want to have your peers review this. 1 or 2 peers, or a professional even. So we have Dear Calio Technologies. Hope that's how you pronounce that. All right, just like that. So, and you can, and here's the great thing about using the template technique. It's nothing wrong with leaving some of the words from the original template for your cover letter. You just have to change it up enough to where it's yours. You know, instead of a AI talking to a recruiter or a hiring manager, it's you. That's it. So where it says this email is in regard to my interest in applying for the position, this is where you put the position from the job site. So this is what's cool about this technique, because like literally I'm all about time. So the job was remote help desk technician level 1. So this email is in regard to my interest in applying for the remote help desk technician level 1, recently posted on Indeed. So where it says website, you put Indeed, or the website that you use, and you get rid of like these brackets. Let me see. There we go. So with my skill set and competencies, I can't pronounce that. Some words you just like get stuttered over. I am more than able to investigate several forensic examination processes. So this seems to be more security based. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to get rid of this. So we can say, I believe with my current skill set, and we can say no, and home lab experience. So with the home lab, I'm referencing things that you're practicing from job descriptions, and also anything that you feel that you don't know that you may do on the job. So the job reference, user account creation in Office 365 and Windows Server. I know what that is. That's Active Directory, just in a nutshell, especially when it's talking about the Windows Server. It has it in the description, where it says additional tasks performed include Active Directory password changes, Office 365 password changes, application password changes, patch management, and backup management. So just know that you're not going to know 100% of the job duties. You know, you're not going to go into a job knowing 100% of everything. So I believe with my current skill set and home lab experience, that I am an ideal employee. So that I am an ideal employee that can perform the task given within this job. So you want to have somebody proofread this, obviously, because if it's just you writing it and submitting it, then there can be some mistakes. Now, with Google Documents and modern software, it's going to tell you whether or not a sentence is incomplete, or you have any spelling mistakes, or if something just doesn't work right. Okay, so the good thing about online tools is that you can correct most of those, and then also with social media, you can have other people look over this content. So I'm doing this in this video format not from scratch, but as if I was unemployed, and how I will approach this with the knowledge that I have now, if that makes sense. So as this being the first draft, it does not have to be perfect. I just want to reiterate that. I'll say, let me see something. I'll say keep that first part as simple as you can. You can even refer back to the job. Like, I have, let me see. I have experience setting up Windows Server, let's say 2019, I have experience setting up Windows Server 2019 in a virtual machine through VirtualBox, and setting up Active Directory accounts. So I'm gonna just through a VirtualBox. We can consider. I mean, why not? It is what it is. So, and I'll correct that too. So as you can see, what I did here is that I related something from the job description, but also something that I did while prepping for the job in my practice labs, to where the person that's reading this can get somewhat of an understanding that I know what I'm doing. The cover letter is not meant to talk about every single aspect that's in the job description. It's a cover letter. The goal of the cover letter is to basically introduce yourself in a way, which there is some of this in this cover letter, and it's also to tell you why you are qualified for the job, and why you're an ideal candidate. And your resume is supposed to tell a story generally about you, and you can also see your key highlights and accomplishments. So the resume and the cover letter, they go hand in hand, is what I'm getting at. They both complement each other. You can't go wrong with both. So it wouldn't hurt. So let me do this. We do another space here. I'm gonna delete while pursuing. I'm gonna do this. while pursuing the CompTIA A+ certification. Misspelled that, that's fine. Typing fast. So while pursuing the CompTIA A+ certification, I was actually in a course, so I could copy some things down for myself, that is, which I can do this. Keep this simple. And no, I know what I'll do. I'll copy one line at a time. So there's not going to be no edits in this video. It's just going to be straight up, like, some of this will be typed, some of this will be copy and paste, some of this, you know, going to have to make up as we go. You're just getting a sense of how I'm performing this, you know, as I'm going. Okay. In addition, I completed online labs, assignments, live tutoring sessions, and instructor-led workshops. Okay, so also, because I copy and pasted that from an email, and this is what I actually did, you know, before I got my A+ certification and while I was looking for jobs online. So here's what we have so far. This email is in regard to my interest in applying for the remote help desk technician level 1, recently posted on Indeed. I believe with my current skill set and home lab experience that I am an ideal employee that can perform the tasks given within this job. I have experience setting up Windows Server 2019 in a virtual machine through a virtual box and setting up Active Directory accounts. While pursuing the CompTIA A+ 160-hour course that validates core skills and abilities in areas such as cybersecurity, data backup, recovery and storage, device configuration, networking, operating systems, technical support, and troubleshooting. In addition, in addition to that, I completed online labs, assessments, live tutoring sessions, and instructor-led workshops. So this is looking pretty decent. Obviously, you want the text to be like uniform. Just Arial's fine. Okay, so it can like look uniform as far as that. As a matter of fact, let's make this Arial as well. So as you can see, the reason why this video is going to be a little bit longer than others on my channel is because I'm approaching this as if I'm unemployed currently, and if I had the tools and the knowledge that I presented on my channel, this is how I will go about it for a first draft. Because the first cover letter that you do, you're not going to send out. The first resume that you do, you're not going to send out. You're going to get feedback. You're going to do iterations based off the tools and the knowledge that I provided on this channel, using things like Resume Genius, Resume Worded for the real-time feedback, making the adjustments, getting peer feedback, getting a professional feedback, going through these iterations until you're comfortable with it generally, and then sending it out and applying yourself, applying for jobs and opportunities. So, you know, this is just some of the stuff that I would do in the background to help prepare myself. That's all. Let me see. So here's the thing. Where it says I started my career as an information security intern, for those of you that are looking for entry-level jobs, this is 9 times out of 10, this is going to be the first job within IT that you're going to have as far as your professional experience. So if you did anything as far as in college, if you did an internship, even if you did any type of volunteer work, you can put that here, because you're giving some background information about yourself. So you can't go wrong with this section as long as the first two sections, you give what you're doing and how you relate to the job description generally. And then with this, you just go a little bit more in depth. That's how I see this section. You just go a little bit more in depth. And this was already in depth as it is. But the point is, you're showing value. That's the whole point. And there's nothing wrong with this being a first draft. It's a first draft for a reason. And then once you have like a solid template, you can copy and paste and use certain things and just change it around per job description. The same way that you would tailor your resume to a specific job, you want to tailor your cover letter to a specific job as well. But you have a foundational template to start from. That's the whole point of me doing these type of videos. Think smart, work smart, not harder. That's the whole point here, folks. So, what we can do now is, matter of fact, I can just reference what I was doing. I'm gonna delete that. Because, this is more just of a background thing. So what you can do, I can reference my own resume in terms of some general guidelines. So I'm going to bring that up. And don't overthink this too much. So for me, I started off taking the Google IT support through Coursera. Let me put so that's not the same paragraph. I started off taking the Google IT support through Coursera. It gave me a refresher about this industry, but also reminded me about the importance of customer service skills. So what we have right now, let me just do that. Okay, so I started off taking Google IT support through Coursera. It gave me a refresher about this industry, but also reminded me about the importance of customer service skills. So when you're applying for an entry-level job in IT, help desk technician, tier 1 support, level 1 support, technical skills is important, but you have to remember you're going to be dealing with ticketing systems. You're going to be doing a whole lot of like phone calls. It's going to vary per job, of course, but you're going to be doing a lot of customer service things. So if you had a job in the past that you had to do customer service, not only can you put that in your resume as bullet points, you can also have that experience be talked about or listed in the cover letter also. So if you have customer service skills, that's crucial when it comes to tier 1 or a entry-level job in IT. That's very important to have that. That's the foundation. So you can talk about your importance of the customer service skills. So, but also reminded me about the importance of the customer service skills. That led to me starting out as a independent IT specialist. So what I said was, I used the Google course as a way to get a refresher and remind me of some things. And when you're starting out, a way to do or to get experience is to actually do it, whether it's volunteer, social media, YouTube channel, clients in the background, how you want to tailor your experience before you actually have professional work experience dealing with a company. That is you want to label it or market it as an independent IT specialist. Just as an example, this is a first draft, so it's not a right thing or a wrong thing to say here. You're just getting some ideas down. You're just brainstorming at the moment, right? And that led to me starting out as the independent IT specialist, doing customer support mainly over the phone and helping my clients out with networking issues. Let me see. Troubleshooting hardware changes, and walking them through software problems. So let's do that. So I started off taking Google IT support through Coursera. It gave me a refresher about this industry, but also reminded me about the importance of customer service skills. That led to me starting out as an independent IT specialist, doing customer support mainly over the phone and helping my clients out with networking issues, troubleshooting hardware changes, and walking them through software problems. So you see here, in the above paragraph, it talks about my training and what I did while I was doing the CompTIA A+ course. But the following paragraph talks about how I started off. It gives a little bit more background about myself personally, and how my customer service skills was important when dealing with clients as an independent IT specialist. Once again, it's sort of relating information back to the job description dealing with a entry-level job such as a help desk technician. And then where it says I currently work, well, you're looking for a job, so this wouldn't be necessary at this point. Now, if you already have experience and you're looking to move up in IT, well, of course, having extra information wouldn't hurt you. So I'm going to delete this here, and you do sincerely, and you put your name, and that wraps up this cover letter example. So I hope everyone learned from this. This was a raw video recording. Of course, I'm going to put this through my editor and render this, but I wanted to show the entire workflow in this format so that you guys can understand how I'm thinking, what I'm going through, and what I'm doing, and just how to do a first draft. Once again, does not have to be perfect. It just has to make sense. And if you look at the template versus this, it's completely different. So sometimes when you're doing these techniques, you want to have to switch it up enough to where you have certain words that was from the template, but you put your spin on it. And that's what I did with this cover letter example. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I know that this is a long video. I might do this as like a premiere type live situation, so that as more people come in, they can like interact and ask questions, and when we can have a educational discussion about this and what you guys think about this. I'm just putting out gems, giving out value as much as I can, trying to help people out. And I thank everybody for supporting me. And until next time, peace out. Thank you for watching this video.